It's fun as moms when we can kind of see the whole picture, and with our kids be able to step back and look at the whole picture and just say, okay, here's some things that we can work on, and here's where your strengths are, here's where your weaknesses are, and let's work together to strengthen the weaknesses. Since you were a procrastinator, I'm assuming that your children probably followed suit and that they maybe were as well, or did they just naturally get things done?
No,
Or maybe they were different.
Some of them were procrastinators, some got things done. But for the procrastinators, I did some things that helped them. So one of my kids, he just struggled to get his schoolwork done. So I said, okay, let's make a list. And this kind of compares to, adults doing routines, because sometimes it helps to do a routine, same thing, same order every day, helps you stop procrastinating. So that's what I had him do with his schoolwork. I said, I don't care what order you put your subjects in, but you have to start with the subject you hate the most. So do the subject you hate the most first. Do the subject you hate the second most second. After that, I don't care what order you do it in. So that way, it totally, I think it actually cured the problem, because he was doing the thing he hated first when he had the most energy and self-control to make himself do it. And same thing for the second. So by, the third hour of the day, or whenever he was on to an easier subject, he didn't mind so much because it was a subject he liked doing. So he didn't need all that self-control to make himself do it. And I actually asked him, was there anything else I helped you do to overcome procrastination? He said, and I forgot this, he said, whenever we went to our friend's house to play, you would let us do all our schoolwork the night before. And if we got it all done the night before, we could go to our friend's house to play. So I thought that was interesting. So then he was super motivated to get his schoolwork done, even in the night, because he wanted to go to his friend's house to play. Sometimes they procrastinate because they think it's busy work. We did Saxon Math, and Saxon Math is, we like the curriculum, but it has a lot of review. So what I would do at the beginning of each schoolwork year, I would let them take the chapter test. And all they had to do is no homework, just keep taking the chapter test. Once you get a B on the test, then you have to start doing the homework. So they could usually test out of like 7 or 8 chapters, maybe even more, because, they remembered it from last year and it was easy. So that was another thing. You get rid of some of that busy work, and then they aren't so inclined to procrastinate.
That's a really good idea. It's fun as moms when we can kind of see the whole picture, and with our kids be able to step back and look at the whole picture and just say, okay, here's some things that we can work on, and here's where your strengths are, here's where your weaknesses are, and let's work together to strengthen the weaknesses. It's a great opportunity that we have as homeschooling parents. I mean, we talk about these things all the time. We have so many opportunities as their parents and having them home, because this is something that a teacher can't help them with in the classroom, but we as moms can see where their weaknesses are. And so we can see where our weaknesses are. And oftentimes, of course, our kids are the ones who point out our weaknesses to us, or we get to just see our weaknesses in our reflection through our kids, right? Because I know I do that all the time. I mean, I look at my kids and I'm like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that thing. Oh, but wait, you're doing that because that's exactly how I do it. So that can make parenting very humbling, right?
Well, the nice thing about homeschooling parents is you're with your kids so often that they can drive you crazy. So you see their faults. And so you're more apt to help them with their faults, because, you don't want them to drive you crazy. And the kids can learn how to be self-starters. The temptation sometimes to be mommy led. So that we're always saying, got to get this done, got to get this done, got to get this done. And that's kind of how it is at school too. But that's not going to be how it is once they leave home. So if we can teach them how to overcome procrastination, learn to be self-starters, that'll just be such helpful for the rest of their life. It's really going to help them.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.